woman goddess in a galaxy, something like that. Why am I just realizing the benefits of recording these recaps from my couch? Like, I was over there trying to figure out the whole setting and looking awkward, my angle, am I in the middle, whatever. And someone just like, Ashley, why are you making this hard? Why don't you just go over there and sit up on the couch? Go sit up on the couch, sit up on the couch, be more comfortable. Like, you'll feel like you just might be able to give off different vibes if you're on the couch. And I'm loving it already. Like, why am I just realizing that my whole couch is a whole? See, that's what happens when you're trying to be like everybody else, trying to create these aesthetics and all this. But don't worry, because I am gonna be like everybody else with that soon eventually. But nothing to say. I don't need to be putting too much pressure on myself right now. As long as I'm here looking decent, I hope that might be all that matters. I don't know, like YouTube and YouTubers will make you think like you need to have all this other stuff for people to want to watch your stuff. And some of it is true. Some other stuff is kind of just like, yeah, if you're just like an aesthetics person, that's just something that you like. Or if you're just trying to like listen to what you're listening to or whatever, all that stuff don't even matter. So I don't ramble all that to say what is going on, y'all. It is your girl Ash. We are back here to do a recap for Black Ink Crew Season 9, Episode 13. I think it's 13. I just did 12. So I think I will hope that I would know what episode it is at this point. Episode 13. Um, Not another team building. So we already knew what that meant. That meant they was gonna be doing like a whole nother like team building event. But nonetheless, y'all, getting on down into it. First off, like Puma and of course I can't remember her name. Like I know it's something with an E at the end. Like y'all already know how I do. It'll probably be right there to to plug in like what her name is. Anyway, like they made like they have a beautiful family. They have some beautiful children, and it just goes to show like because clearly we were here with them. We were with them when they were pregnant with the first baby, and she is like a whole damn near grown up, y'all. She's so stinking cute, and just like she's gotten so big over these years, like I wonder like how old she is now. Like thinking about it, like I don't think like she is she as old as Jada? No, I don't think she's as old as Jada. She gotta be at least be she gotta be younger than Jada. I don't think she gotta be as old as Jada, but I don't think maybe it's too much of a difference. But anyway, nonetheless, it's Father's Day, so they were, the family was like putting a breakfast together for him, whatever. But wifey is like, God, it's literally on the tip of my tongue, y'all. And watch this, I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna figure it out when I done already moved on or whatever or whatnot. But so ever since ever since they went to Atlanta, she has been full on like pushing for Atlanta. So it was kind of like a talk that they ended up talking about again as far as like, hey, and she was like, well, either way, I'm not taking no for an answer. We're going. I guess so. It's a matter of when. They only have 2 months left on their lease, and Puma's just like hesitant. Though it seemed like when they were in Atlanta, he was okay with possibly exploring options of what Atlanta, would look like for him and his family or whatever or whatnot, right? So but for whatever reason, like he's has all these excuses, his art to ink, black ink, like whatever. Clearly though, black ink is basically like a franchise now. Like, well, I don't want to call it a franchise, but he's opened it and basically in other cities and states or whatever or whatnot to expand or whatever or whatnot. So he things are just holding him back, and basically when he does end up talking to Teddy about what it is or whatever or whatnot, he's realizing like it's his own internal issues that he has as for why there is a fear behind it. Because of course Teddy's like yo, like your wifey wants that, like you should do it, like what's the worst of the worst, go out there, try it out, like what's the worst of whatever that could possibly happen from it. But him having just like I get it because I feel like I've said it like before or whatever. Like we're all one paycheck away or one foot away from being homeless, from being without a job, from being like, you really don't know how just this quick circumstance, something can happen and your circumstances change, and now you're trying to figure out, wow, how did I get here? How did life get here? And that's what his fear is, of basically not being able to provide for his children, not being able to be there for his children, not being present for his children. He has natural fears, especially I think as a man and a black man at that or whatnot. I think his fears are, very real, and he's doing the. I'm loving the fact that we as a black community are coming out of these stigmas, are doing, what was frowned upon, because that's what our parents had taught us, that what goes on in the house stays on the house, and we don't go and do therapy, we don't go and tell people our business, we don't, but like that stigma is so much being broken, and I can't say how much I'm enjoying that, seeing that on these black shows or whatever or whatnot. And I won't even just say black shows. I'll just say seeing it with our community, because I don't just watch black shows, but I see shows with people with, shows predominantly clear people shows that obviously have black cast members in them. And yes, I am clearly, I'm an advocate for therapy. Have had, been through therapy myself, and as well as looking to actually get back in it. Just need to find another therapist or whatever or whatnot. But hearing him basically say that, yes, this is what's going on, but as well, like, I'm realizing that I did need somebody to talk to, that I, did need to get with someone. And he even, like, and sometimes, like, you have to realize, even with therapy, like, just like with a regular doctor, you have to figure out, like, how it fits and what's for you. So obviously, him being a black man, I was surprised that he got another black man, male therapist, because I think for, as well, for a lot of people with therapy, especially men, they aren't, and this is from what I've, from having conversations and hearing them say it, so I'm not just like making things up off the cuff or whatever, what I think. um they not just trying to talk to somebody who has no idea what their life experience is like. So yes, I think that it does help, or it will help, to see, like, okay, yes, there are black therapists out there, male and female. Like, you know, I sometimes you want to be talking to somebody who can relate to what you're going through. So I can completely understand on in that sense and that mindset. But either way, he was just saying is that, he was seeing this one male before, and then, he decided to, go with this female. And again, just like I was saying, like, you have to figure, like, sometimes some people have more than one therapist. Some people, right, you it sometimes have to go through like a whole trial of dating your therapist, until you figure out, okay, this is the one for me, this is the one right here that I can stick with, that I can vibe with, that I get a good feeling from, that whatever, like, however, whatever you need, or whatever that feeling is that you need, from your therapist. So all in all, that to say that I'm proud of, I'm happy. I won't say I'm proud of, because I'm always talking about I'm proud, like somebody is my kid, and that and that I like personally know these people or whatever or whatnot. But I'm happy to see. Excuse me, y'all. Like, that's that wine kicking in. But no, I'm happy to see, um, especially our black men, um, no longer shying away from therapy, and that he will still, from this point moving forward, be open to therapy. Oh, excuse me, be not therapy, but to go into Atlanta after that talk with Teddy. So, um, a big part of one of the big parts of this episode was Young Bay's Black and Asian Unity Walk. Just she was making mention to, minorities. We're kind of like all fighting, the same fight. And correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe this is not even like the right time to say this, but I feel like when that happened in the Asian community at that parlor or whatever or whatnot, a lot had came up, even as far as like black and like basically like there's racism between black and Asians. And I was like, wow, really? Like, like, and I feel like, we pick, we pick with them. They do our nails and whatever, whatever, whatever. They pick with us. That we can't really read, understand the language, and they probably talking about us in there in the nail shop, whatever, whatever, and other stuff. Eat Chinese food, like whatever, whatever, whatever. Either way, even just with that said, as minorities, we are all fighting the same fight, and not even against other races. Like they said, even within our own races, we are doing this to each other. And hey, I get it. It's just like, I can talk bad about her, but you can't talk bad about her. It's one of those kind of things, but which I get, but it's like at the same time, we're hurting us by doing that while they're over here happy go lucky, with their little red baskets onto their picnic, having a great time in the sunshine, like, and we're over here, like, coming at each other hard, like, it's getting us nowhere. It's getting us nowhere. It's but so much beating up we can continue to do on each other. We have to lift each other, but as well, you have to understand the pathology of why we as a black community, just specifically talking about black community, struggle with that. We were taught that, down to the lighter skin versus the darker skin, the being the ones being able to work in the house versus the ones not being able to work in the house, and like that, all this competition with that we have within each other, and feeling threatened by each other, and and still nonetheless having a racism against each other, or colorism against each other is the right word for it. It stems so deep for us, and I'm not saying it doesn't for other community in other cultures or in other races. I just simply know about mine and my history. So definitely, if you're of another ethnicity, race, whatever, whatever, besides clear, sorry, this ain't for you to reach out. This for the minorities. Definitely drop some comments. Give me some, some educate me on, what what your race on race, crime is, and possibly what that history is about. I hope that like makes sense or whatever, whatnot. But so, she's talking to her mom, young Megan, back to the whole situation, because I'm rambling like I do. So, getting back to it, like she, it's like, I think, we should just all come together, us Blasians, and, we're going to do this unity walk, and with the support of Black Ink. Black Ink is clearly a minority business, and really it's a black business, or whatever or whatnot. Mainly it's predominantly black. Um so obviously we have our stuff, they have their stuff. She wants to come do this walk, bring everybody together, and she actually happens to end up coming into contact, because again, like this, what happened, that shooting really like took a toll, really affected Bay. And so she ends up meeting a guy whose mother was actually someone who was shot and killed in that shooting, and he's coming to get tattooed by her. And he as well is like her son Nico is black and Asian, and so he as well, she invited him, on the walk. So that was, my heart just like went out to that guy. Like I just appreciated this episode in general, because it was positive, it was uplifting, and it was good to see them doing something besides coming at each other and fighting all the time or whatever or whatnot. Like my heart completely went out, for this guy to lose, or anybody who happens to lose a family member, lose a loved one, whatever, to hate violence. And it's really, I could my heart goes out to a lot of things, so not excluding anybody or anything, but we're just talking about what we're talking about right now, right? So um she going for this walk. Speaking on young Bay, while I'm sitting here thinking about it, Nico as well, like everybody baby's like, it's just getting like time is going by. Their baby's like getting so big. Nico is just so cute, and I think like to get just on it because I feel like I never really got this like share it with anybody. So who else am I gonna share it with but y'all? Cause we in here vibing together, talk about this stuff together. Did anybody else see young Bay's baby dad like it happening that way? I felt like he was just so he just definitely didn't look like one of those dudes that was gonna get up and just walk out and leave Bay hanging with a baby. He just did not. That was just the last thing, and I'm really like young Bay is really over here taking care of this baby. I mean, right now I don't really know the history. I don't know if he's there. If he does see the baby, Nico at any time or doesn't see him at any time. I don't really know, but I really did not see that coming. Like he really like up and like chuck the deuces on them. Like and it's so crazy because like he's like Nico definitely looks like straight on. Like the difference with that guy like you can tell like he has black in him. Like Bay's genes are whoosh, like because that boy don't look nothing but Asian. He don't look nothing but Korean. Okay, he don't look nothing but Korean. But nonetheless, like at the same time, like I always did see though the dad in him. Like he does look like his dad, even though more and more it does look like he's looking more and more just like Babe. Probably because dad ain't around or whatever or whatnot. But just sit on that. How many times if you if you're one of those people, note how many times I said whatever or whatnot and drop tell me how many times I said it because that's like clearly something that I clearly say and I just realized I've already like said like 20 times, probably more than that in 16 minutes of this video. So I was just about to say it. All right, so nonetheless, down to the other main events of this show. So what is that? All right, literally, I didn't do videos of like my sayings. Nonetheless, so what would I just say? Whatever or whatnot, like those three. If you have not noticed in watching my videos, so those three, you're definitely gonna hear that coming out of my mouth. Okay, I feel like I just need to name the channel whatever or whatnot. So, or I don't even remember what the third one was. All right, let's focus. So, y'all, the walk was nice. They have a nice walk. Everybody, I like. Obviously, they do the walk. It's a nice event. Um, Anyone won't stay on that too long. Like I said, getting down to the other big issue, the other big thing of this episode is the team building. So, Walter had decided, because clearly Walter is not here. Puma. Puma was like, so, Tati, I'm thinking like it's about that time, and really he's kind of true. Like, that's how like you realize like for one, like the original like black ink like that's like really like ceased like gone like that's like done or whatever or whatnot and now it's between black ink Brooklyn and black ink at 125th, so the crew is not necessarily all together like anymore in this one setting in one tattoo shop. They're kind of like split up, and so Puma's like, yo, like ever since we came back from Atlanta, the love's like seems real thin. Everybody's here. We got half the people here, half the people there. You know what time it is. It's time for a Puma production, okay? And I'm like, okay, Puma, what we gonna be doing this time? Because we know when y'all be doing, yes, things go left whenever there's like a team building, like exercise type thing going on or whatnot. So it's going to end up being a tattoo battle. Battle of the Sexes. Yeah. So, Battle of the Sexes, of kind of like another tattoo battle. And, y'all, after seeing like the previews from this for next week, I was like, okay. It wasn't just me. It wasn't just me. It wasn't just me. I wasn't going crazy or whatever, whatnot. So, I don't even know what to touch on first. Like, let me just get out this way because, like, it's already my first off. Like, all right, so boom. They even brought like, all right, first off, they pulled off all the stops for this battle. They even brought some of the cast from, some of the employees from Atlanta or whatever, whatnot. Basically, some of the employees that we don't normally see on a regular were there or whatever or whatnot. So they were a lesbian couple, and so they were getting tattoos, and they were looking for something of a matter of like a woman goddess in a galaxy, something like that. Yeah, so and the competition's gonna be breaking up into like consultation, teamwork, black ink, color, like really like giving it, giving it a fair chance for these people, one of these teams to win, the boys or the girls. So, because I said I was going to go ahead and jump into it without even like just jumping into an order. So let me tell y'all what bothered me. But I totally got it. But you know what? I think it was the delivery, because when I got my first color tattoo, and you see me like I'm not really like I'm like a what is like fair deep. I'm like a fair deep. Like I'm not an actual deep. I'm not like a what is it? I was looking at the NAR. I don't know. I seen like I was on Pinterest, working on my vision board, and the NARS makeup had came up, and it was like each, what's the word that I'm looking for? I know it's not palette or slash. I know the word. Y'all know what I'm talking about though. But each color was broken up into like a category. So like this was the fair line. This is the deep tone, like the deep, and then it was like a fair. It was like basically like four, and like the one that I would have probably chose one was like the fair deep or whatever whatnot. Like it's not. Y'all get what I'm saying? I ain't got to keep like trying to explain it. So anyway, even when I got figure out what side, yes, this Hello Kitty tattoo, which obviously for red, because red does good on our skin apparently. I was like a June, no, we were getting tattoos like so like the sophomore, and I think I had to be like a junior, because I think that was when me and Bajay, Brittany, Ashley, Jaleesa, that's what that stands for. That was when me and Bajay were moving into our off-campus apartment together, and Brittany hadn't arrived yet, but me and Jaleesa had, and Jaleesa wanted to go and get tattoos because Jaleesa got a whole chest piece of her of her zodiac or whatever whatnot. She's a Pisces. No, Brittany is a Pisces. So Jaleesa is a Cancer. She's a crab. Yes. Right. That's the crab, right? The Cancer. Yes, I think I'm getting it right. Her birthday's in July. Whatever's the, because she's not a Leo. She's the early July. It's Cancer. I got it right. I'm tripping. So either way, we went out, we got tattoos. Like she was a G, because that whole thing, she took that chest piece. Like that was, yeah, I was over here like, I just want Hello Kitty. But Jada wasn't there at first. It was just Hello Kitty along with these little cute little star thingies. Like they weren't there. It was just the Hello Kitty. But I wanted Hello Kitty outfit to be purple, because that's my favorite color. Her, her little shirt, her bow, I want that to be purple. And the guy let me know then. And I ain't gonna lie, I felt some type of way then. And I honestly probably wanted it. I was thinking like I'm gonna get it anyway, and then someone was just like, no, just listen, just get like how he's trying to tell you. He had said that, oh yeah, fair skin. Mind you, I'm sitting here thinking like I'm not that dark though. I'm really not that dark. So, but of course, then I know. Well, not to say that I know about tattoos, because even then, how they talked about it on the show and were educating us, it was still like okay, like I get it, but it was kind of like all right, now it makes sense, like what that guy was trying to tell me or whatever or whatnot. But yeah, he was just saying purple probably's not gonna do, whatever. Skin too dark, but in my mind, I'm like my skin is too dark. Like, are you serious? I'm not dark. Like, what do you mean? But that was the thing, and it was so funny that they were even talking about it, because they were like pre-gaming, pre-talking about how they were gonna do, who was gonna do like each part or whatever, as far as like the tattoo, the color, the consultation, whatever. So they were even like discussing it, as far as like we got to keep in mind like darker tones, whatever, which technically would make sense, because as a black owned business, majority of your clients are going to be black or whatever or whatnot. So that was clearly a topic of discussion automatically before they even came in. And of course, the couple is, one of the girls is like probably yeah, she was lighter than me, and then the other girl was more of the deep brown color, right? Nice little pretty chocolate skin. Nice pretty chocolate skin. I got the skin. Why am I sitting here trying to make sure that I'm not about to come off racist? Nice, pretty dark chocolate skin. And any dark chocolate skin is pretty. So be clear. I'm not just particularly just talking about her. Even Puma got pretty dark skin. Okay? So all chocolate skin is beautiful. So she was a deeper tone melanin, right? So I was like, oh my God. And so they let them pick. The lighter one chose the guys, and of course the darker one chose the girls. And I guess I specifically say like that. Of course, it just ended up being the girls. I say because they were the main ones who seemed to be kind of like not like snippy with each other about it, but they were like really like fuller and deep about it versus the guys. It was kind of like a we just got to remember this, and they were done with it versus the girls. Like, but it ended up being a thing, even when they were talking to her in the consultation about what she wanted or whatever or whatnot. Young Bay during the consultation was taking the lead or whatever or whatnot, and I did not see it was nothing wrong with what she was saying. She was letting and even when she was described, in her interview, just saying like, at the end of the day, and even with Vanity, just said like, the least we could do is we just want to at least let it's how you say it, and then as well we want to give her all the best options as possible. And I think what made it worse is because like it wasn't like a quick thing. It was being honed upon. But I feel like it was being honed upon it because the girls weren't exactly agreeing on what it was. First off, neither is both teams, the girls nor the guys, nobody was one to really seem like to give the customer what she wanted. Spider, what was you talking about? Talk about this is why I don't do consultations with other artists. Like you don't tell the client what she's gonna get. Are you freaking serious? Not what you're not gonna do is I'm coming here getting paid, and then you got to know to compare it to something else that's completely no. That's you. No, we're not gonna compare it to a chef. We're not gonna compare it to a car salesman or a mechanic. Like that's not the same thing. I came in here knowing specifically what I wanted. I'm not a car person. What I know is that I specifically need an oil change. That's what I know. And you're gonna ask me, baby, what different types of oils, what different type of oil do I want? That's the least of it. So no, I'm not gonna tell you how to do your job. I'm not gonna tell you how you're gonna stencil it on me. I'm not gonna tell, but what I am gonna tell you is down to the detail of what I want in a tattoo, unless I don't know, and I'm giving you free reign to do whatever. If they already know what they want, how you gonna come in here and just, even though technically the tattoo that they were doing did end up like, I guess, she really did end up vibing with, and she did like it. It wasn't the body, it was just the head. Her tattoo was dope. The guys did a good job. Her tattoo was dope. I liked it. But when it came down to the other female, I totally get that there was like the color was just not gonna come out and be vibrant and as she was looking for. And I think that's what they were just trying to explain to her. But because it was like being honed upon, and then like how it was being delivered, I could definitely understand why the girl felt some type of way. I felt like even as she was sitting there, and I'm looking at her, look at them, from down to even from the consultation down to actually tattooing her, even down to the like. Even with her saying that she really liked the tattoo, she like I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Like I was not impressed. I did not think like, and I just said I guess that's to say because now I like understand what they were trying to get to her as far as like the color. It just did not. It was a great tattoo, but it just did not end up resonating that great on her leg to me. Unfortunately, on her skin, it just did not. And it just is what else. Not taking away from any of the artists or whatever, whatnot. Like I totally get like you. We just have to be mindful of that when we're deciding that we want to get tattoos, and we have to be open to the fact that in listening to the artist that there might have to be modifications or whatever, but as well just keeping in mind of the delivery because that was just crazy. So Spot over here trying to tell the artist what she need to have. They over here talk to the girls over here arguing about the color situation. And Vanity, like, she seemed to like really know like a little bit like about color. So she was like really like saying, no, what we can do it like this, whatever, whatever. And then people are leaving. Did y'all not realize like teamwork or whatever it was like is a part of y'all winning? First off, Alex leaves, he got to go. Bay leaves, she got to go. One of the girls that came from Atlanta, she was flirting with another one of the employees, like somebody else, and then she leaves. Like this was like a complete mess. Like what is going on? It I don't like that. I don't like when people don't take stuff seriously. That gets on my nerves. Like, that, like, really grates under my skin. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it, y'all. I don't like it. Nonetheless. Like, not even nonetheless, because, like, this just did not go good. Crystal was all, oh, I've already won a tattoo battle, basically, feeling like, so she felt like she didn't have to, like, participate. Bay left, and this team building just did not go down as a good team building. This was just not it. So, nonetheless, now it's nonetheless. Both girls like their tattoos, though I felt like the girl that the girls had was, I don't say that she was being fake. Maybe she actually did like it, but sometimes after you really start sitting there, and then after you sit with it, and then you start looking at it and looking at it, and then her girl was probably looking at it like, babe, I don't really think that da 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 da. And then as well, that probably would have like not sat with me well too, or made me even think like, okay, I'm not probably gonna come back here because I feel like they don't know what they're doing, or they can't accommodate me or provide me what I want because of the color of my skin. So I'm curious as to see how this is gonna go, especially because C's does pull up with Bay, and I don't think it was a matter of him just really trying to fire her. I think it was just like I don't want you to be here if you're not comfortable being here, or like whatever, however he said it, or whatever or whatnot. I don't think he was trying to fire her necessarily, but we just might need to do another team building again, because this wasn't it. This did not go well. This did not end well. So um we're gonna see how they end up, how this happens, like what she said, because basically she will end up basically not end up being satisfied with the experience. I think more overall it was the experience, not the tattoo, if I remember correctly of how he put it. It might have been just overall the experience, not necessarily the tattoo. So I think it's fair to say that probably the guys definitely took this one at this point. Like their tattoo was better. And even though they had their stuff, I don't think it was as bad as the guys. Like at this point, like that, and that woman feeling that way definitely like messed the girls up. I feel like, period. So there's no point of waiting on it. I feel like the guys are definitely gonna win. And maybe we'll try this again next time for Battle of the Sexes, Black and Crew. And y'all, like, I'm done. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't know what I'm trying to say, y'all, but I'm out of here. Y'all, by all means, make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and hit that subscribe button so that you can be here with me every week when we go ahead and do these recaps that you love and enjoy so much. See y'all next week, and later.